Hey there friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. I am super excited to take you along in my busy life as a mom of four. It's definitely beautiful chaos around here with kids, pets, and all the love in between. Today we're tackling cleaning, organizing, and even some baking. Yes, fresh bread and lasagna is on the menu. So grab your favorite drink, get cozy, and let's dive right in.
You better turn up. You better be there when I shake. Watch me rocking if I can't stop. If I should fall.
All right, so we are jumping right into my bedroom. It was bed washing day for Bobby and I, so I'm just stripping our bed so I can get this done right away. Our mornings can definitely be super chaotic between getting the kids to school, breakfasts, all of those things mixed in, feeding the baby and whatnot. So I do like to start in my bedroom just to get that quick motivation. I feel like my bedroom's the easiest way to get motivated just because it's pretty quick. I can tackle my bedroom in about 5 minutes in the morning, even when it comes to stripping the bed and everything. And I like to not make my bed completely when I strip my bed because I know it's nice to open the windows, open the door, let some fresh air in, and let the mattress breathe. I think it's really important to give your mattress time to breathe between the dead skin and sweat and everything that builds up on our mattress. Yes, I know, gross, but true. It's nice to be able to air it out at least once a week. I actually know there's a couple people that actually don't make their bed right away in the morning because they actually say it's better to let your bed air out every single day. I personally don't do that. If I don't make it, there's a better chance that I won't later on. So I do try and make it right away in the morning. But when it comes to stripping my bed, I wait to make it until all the bedding is washed later in the day.
On a higher level, turn it up, we got this. Turn it up, on a higher level, turn it up, we got this. Turn it up, on a higher level, turn it up, we got this. We got this. We got this.
However, as I was in the laundry room, I just noticed that things had gotten a little unorganized in here. Plus, I wanted to refill some of my canisters. So I figured I would take a second and just quickly refill some stuff. My scent beads, I'm getting low. I'm going to have to order some more. But also, my powdered Tide was getting low. I like to keep extras in this cabinet over here just to make it easy to refill what I need to and just keep everything fresh. Plus, it's nice because then I can see what I need replacements on and what I don't, kind of like those scent beads.
We got this. We got this. We got this.
Our house is definitely a little more chaotic this week. We have gone from 2 to 4 dogs this week. My parents are enjoying just a couple days in St. Augustine for my mom's birthday. So we have their dogs, Jasmine and Fiona, over here. But I have to say, Freya absolutely loves when we are dog sitting. She loves the small dogs. And if you guys have seen Jasmine and Fiona, Jasmine is actually Minnie's sister. And Fiona is a King Charles, I believe. I think she is. So she's another tiny little dog, and Freya absolutely loves it. I had to quickly fix this curtain. I use this curtain to hide our hot water heater just because I don't like the way it looks. But we had company over, and the kids were playing hide and seek, and Freya, her skinny little butt can fit between this cabinet and hot water heater, and she likes to hide here for hide and seek. So it had fallen down. It is just on a tension rod. So I figured I would quickly fix that before moving on.
Wanna be free of this heart, yeah. wanna feel your arms around me. I need you more, need you here, more than I would like to admit. Let's forget about tomorrow, yeah. Should I hide away forever? Should I close my eyes and never again?
So one of my biggest tips for keeping things clean and organized is going to be getting some disinfectant wipes. I don't use these all the time, but I like to have them on hand because there's some days that if you're in a space and you notice that it's dirty, you'll be like, okay, I'll get to that later. Where if you had wet wipes in that room, biggest thing is like bathrooms and stuff, but I do also like them in the laundry room. It's honestly a lot quicker and you're more likely to tackle it if you have something easily and readily available. But with the kids, even more so. I love being able to tell the kids to go clean up their bathroom and they can grab these wipes and I don't need to worry about them grabbing the right products or not the right products or any of that. It just makes life so much easier and so much more convenient. I even like using them sometimes in the bedroom. If, like I said, I'm just doing that quick tidy up. I'm not spending an hour in the bedroom, max 5 minutes just to refresh the entire space.
And I would like to admit, can we let go of tomorrow? Yeah, you never break, you never lie, you never ever scared of the dark. So why am I the one who cries? I'm so afraid to be left behind. I think about you a lot. It's almost like I can't stop.
Morning. So, I have a to-do list, like always today, but I really want to make homemade lasagna tonight. So I'm going to do that. But since I completely forgot to make bread the other night for the kids to go with dinner, tonight I'm going to start it now so it's not forgotten and I don't have sad kiddos. But I'm doing it different today. I've never made bread with inclusions. So I'm going to try doing that. I want to do a like garlic and herb cheese bread. And then I've seen people doing these artisan breads to be more like croissant breads where you do butter inclusions. So I'm going to try that because I figure if the kids don't like the garlic and herb and cheese, which they should, but if they don't, I'll also just have a plain like croissant loaf bread. And either way, it should be good. What else do I need to get done today? I don't know. Obviously, the whole house needs to be cleaned. That's just normal, everyday stuff. Everything needs to be cleaned. I have a to-do list of cleaning projects that need to get done, so we'll see if I get to them. Just a little bit of everything. Oh, but it's, what time is it? It's 10 o'clock now. Kids are off to school. Athena has been fed, played with, fed again, and she's now down for her first nap. So this is when I can usually get the most done. Don't you love when that happens? Trying to be neat, use the little funnel to get everything in the container, and you still end up spilling. Just wanting to tidy up the kitchen before making the bread and everything. I had some oil from, I don't even remember what I made the night before. Fried up something, and yeah, definitely made more of a mess than I was planning on. I don't know how the weather is around you, but the past couple days here, it has been stormy and pouring outside. So if you hear any loud bangs in the background, it is not the children this time. It is the thunder in the background while I'm doing this voiceover. It is currently pouring out and the thunder is definitely roaring. But I wanted to organize out the bottom of my pantry real quick. That way I can put these eggs down here. A lot of people ask like what we're doing with the eggs. So we have Muscovy ducks, which technically aren't even ducks. They look like ducks, but there's waterfowl. They're kind of the same as like a donkey and a horse, how they kind of look the same, but they're not the same. Same situation with Muscovy ducks. So when they are laying, they lay a lot, but they only lay for a short amount of time. So that is why we have been water glassing these eggs. That way when our girls stop laying, we have plenty of eggs to hold us over. Especially nowadays, it is insane the price of eggs. I was like kicking myself last time I had to buy a 60 count of eggs during the winter before the girls started laying again. So this year, I definitely wanted to make sure we could preserve as many as possible. So this water glass method has been working out really well. So I've been just putting them behind our little snack containers. That way they are in there, but they're not taking up too much usable space. I like this lower area of our pantry to have the kids' snacks. That way it's easy for them to get at and everything. And these stackable drawers, these have been so nice. It's very nice to be able to organize out their snacks. I can easily see when I need to replace them. And then there's still enough room for all of our different bread products, because even though I do make my own bread, I still like the convenience of the grocery store. However, I will say it is funny nowadays because I feel like more and more I'm just wanting to learn the basics. I don't know if you guys have seen her. What is her name? Lavoya or something like that. She is ex-Amish and she's here on YouTube, but also on TikTok. And I have been loving her stuff. She does recipes, and it's all like the old school Amish recipes. And it's been so much fun to watch her make just like the most basic things. Like instead of buying grape jelly, how they make grape jelly in Amish country. And it's so simple, not a bajillion ingredients in it like we get at the grocery stores. So it's funny because there's a mix of homemade that I do and not so homemade. And actually, you'll see that with the lasagna tonight. I made homemade lasagna noodles, but then for the tomato sauce, I added canned marinara sauce. So I do a little bit mix of both, but you guys know me. I say this all the time. I do not have a green thumb. I would love to have a big, beautiful garden, and I have tried before, but I swear, things always die on me. I think when I did our garden, I got enough green beans for one dinner, and that was it. And we got 2 watermelon that got fed to the ducks because they never actually fully ripened. So, yeah. One day I will figure out this gardening thing. I did actually see the other day, though, someone talking about chaos gardening. I think it's more common for like flowers and whatnot, but I did see some people do it with just like vegetables and things like that. I'm like, that's what I need, chaos gardening, which is basically you just throw a bunch of seeds in an open area and whatever sticks. It's like survival of the fittest type situation. That's what I need. I need some chaos gardening in my life. I feel like that I could do because you're not really expected to do all the research on it. And the funny thing is, I researched so much before I started my garden. Maybe that's what I did wrong. Maybe I did too much research and that kind of made me fail. I don't know. But one thing at a time. I will learn this skill eventually. Maybe when we finally have some land and everything, I can get more into gardening. But right now, it's just not a thing. So no fresh tomatoes for fresh marinara. I stick with the Walmart brand and just jazz it up a little bit.
I get dressed up to go downtown. I'm all messed up on a Friday night. Not really here for a good time, but if you're up for drinks and a good crowd, raise your glass to the sky. Let's toast to that. All these people.
So one of you recently asked me about my huge cutting board, and unfortunately, I can't tell you where that thing came from. Actually, I probably could. It probably came from Kohl's. So Bobby actually had that cutting board when I moved in with him when we first got together, now 15 years ago. And we have had it ever since. I love that cutting board. It is huge. It works so well for meal prep. But unfortunately, it either came from his mom or grandma. And if it came from them, that means it probably came from Kohl's. Or it was left in the house that he bought. But I honestly have zero idea. But yes, I do love that cutting board. It can be really hard to find nice, big cutting boards nowadays. I find like most of them are pretty small. And you guys know, if you do a lot of meal prep and cooking and baking, a good cutting board comes in really, really handy. But I did want to give my sink a quick scrub out. The other thing I recently had asked is I used to dry my sink more often, and someone recently asked me why I don't do that as much. And honestly, I think the big reason is just convenience. Like when I used to do it all the time, the boys were a lot younger, and when they were done with their dishes, I would rinse their plates and then rinse the sink, so it wasn't a big deal. Nowadays, the sink is always just a disaster because the kids are really good at learning to like rinse their dishes and everything. We're getting better at that. We just had that conversation with cleaning out the dishwasher. If you didn't see me deep clean my kitchen, that dishwasher was gross. But getting them to rinse out the sink when they are done rinsing their dishes, now that is a whole nother thing that we are working on. You know how it is. As a mom, it is one thing at a time. We're teaching them little things. It's funny because I always tell the boys as I teach them stuff, I'm like, hey, I'm just making it so your future significant other likes me. And I feel like good habits like this is the best way to start the relationship good. But moving on to the bread. So this is a big batch of bread. I did 2 cups of warm water with 2 teaspoons of yeast and a tablespoon of sugar. And then it is 5 cups of flour. So yes, a lot of flour, but this does make 2 loaves of bread. So it's a lot, but definitely worth it. It's a pretty easy recipe also. I like to set this up, not even 2, it could be like noon, 1 o'clock, and I can have it ready for later that day. You guys know I was doing the sourdough thing for a while, and I still love sourdough, but here's my thing. I am not always the best planner. Like, I would love to have a really good meal plan, but I often just wing it and decide the day of what I feel like eating or asking the kids, hey, what do you feel like for tonight? And with sourdough, you always have to plan the day before, and I was not doing really good at that. So working on this with the nice thing about yeast is I can make a loaf of bread that day, and it works super easy. But after I was done with this, I did want to head outside and get some work done out there because our tree has been dropping little pollen sacks like crazy.
I don't care about that. This is my pity party.
So spring in Florida, I swear, is like fall in Wisconsin. So we end up with stuff all over. And honestly, I'm just sick of all of this being trapped inside. So I'm just going to blow it all off. When the mulch goes on sale like it does every year, we're going to top off all of our mulch. And I think this year I'm going to try the mulch glue. We haven't tried that yet. If you tried it, let me know if it works because it'd be really nice to just be able to leaf blow the gardens and everything. and just get everything all out of it. But I gotta glue it down, put the top off. Hopefully I'll be able to do that in the next like week.
You should cheat on, 'cause when I come back strong. Raise your glass to the sky. Let's toast to that. All these people can stare. I don't care about that. This is my pity party. I'm gonna cry all night and I'll flip the bird at the guys at
So it is actually my plan this year is once the mulch goes on sale, you guys know there's always this deal on mulch in the springtime. It's usually like 5 for 10, something like that. And we always wait for that deal because it's always the best deal on mulch. I plan on refreshing the gardens, just giving them a nice layer of mulch in here. But then I want to try that mulch glue because honestly, I would love to be able to take my leaf blower and just blow off all these little, I don't know, seed pot pad, whatever they are, falling out of our tree. Actually, with it been raining the past 2 days, Bobby was joking, saying how our driveway looked like it had snowed brown all over it because I'm hoping that means it dropped the last of these because it has been everywhere and it only drives me crazy because it gets tracked into the house. So I've been trying to come out here, either Bobby or I, every single day and just blow it away from the front door, away from the driveway. But it doesn't take long for it all to make its way back over here. This day, though, we also had the city out there working on the drain. They ended up re-sleeving it. Oh, here you can see me trying to blow the mulch to make it look. See, look how much better it would look if I could just blow it all out. Unfortunately, some of the mulch went flying when I did that also. So, like I said, once mulch goes on sale, I want to get some mulch, freshen all that up, and then I want to try that mulch glue to see if it'll help so that when we have leaves or just anything, I can just use the leaf blower and make the gardens look so much better. I don't know. Let me know if you tried it before. People can use it, I guess, on mulch or even like pea stone, anything like that.
Yeah. I don't wanna be the girl, but I kinda need a word. Well, I'm into you. And oh, I know it's been a long time. I was on the sideline waiting for you. We could go to California or anywhere you wanna. As long as I'm with you, I'm alright. And we don't.
All right, baking up this milk had me thinking. I was telling Bobby today, I just feel like I cannot wake up lately, and I know it's because of lack of sleep. Athena has been sleeping through the night now for a couple of months. It's been really nice. She goes down, and usually she'll go down at about 8, 9 o'clock, and she doesn't wake up till about 6:37 a.m. But because I pump, I still have to wake up in the middle of the night. Usually my body wakes me up because I am very sore and need to pump. And it's just exhausting. I was telling him, I'm like, 2 more months of doing this, and we should have enough freeze dried and everything that I can stop pumping, because lately I just feel so drained. And I know it's just because of lack of sleep, because those middle of the night pumps, I'm usually up for like an hour to an hour and a half, because it's usually because I've gone way longer than normal between pumps. And yeah, I'm so ready when I can get a full night of sleep. I know there is plenty of you out there that can relate if you have babies that are waking up in the middle of the night or anything like that. Now that my dough has doubled in size, I'm gonna lightly flour my counter, and I'm making 2 loaves. So if you don't need 2 loaves, you can half the recipe that I did, but I wanted to make 2 today. Come on, jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. There it goes. I'm going to split this in half. Set this to the side for now. And then I just want to take this and stretch it out. If it's a little tacky, just use some flour to help you stretch it out. Doesn't have to be perfect, but this way I can add my inclusions to this. Okay. And this one is going to be a cheesy garlic and herb one. So I have this like garlic herb mix that I made. So I got those mozzarella cheese balls in oil. So I just then added more seasoning to the oil and some garlic and mixed it all together. I'm gonna add that all over. And then I have some Colby Jack cheese that I'm gonna put in here. And some mozzarella.
Just one glass in, you're already on my mind. When it gets late, I always realize that I need you. Are you thinking about me tonight?
I have to say, this turned out so good. I will definitely be doing this again. I will say though, as you add these inclusions, it kind of breaks up the gluten in your dough, so you have to be a little bit more gentle with it, and just kind of work with it. You may get some holes and stuff, and just play with it. It does come together, but it was definitely a learning experience adding this stuff in. But this one was by far my favorite. I just then floured a clean towel and put the loaf in here, the seam side up. That way I just kind of pinch it all together and everything. And I let it rise for about another hour, 30 minutes, something like that. And then I got to work on our croissant roll, and same exact thing as before. I'm doing a stretch out to about a rectangle, and then I grated an entire stick of butter. I had that in the freezer because I didn't want the butter to thaw. I wanted it to be cold and everything. We don't want it all melty. We want those layery, flaky, kind of like our biscuits when I make biscuits. And this turned out really well also. But honestly, I don't think I will do this one again. It was a lot of butter, and in the end, I'd rather just have a regular thing of bread and slather some butter on top. So I actually took advantage of my own Merit discount code from the other day and got some of the stuff that I've been wanting to try. So the first one, this is the thing that I am most excited about trying. Ooh, come out. There we go. This is their Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. I'm really excited about trying that. And then this is just another minimalist stick. Since I use so much of it, I figured get another one of those. And this was a set, so some of this is doubled. One of their brushes. Oh, this is the other thing I'm excited about. This is their bronzer stick. So I have been using the Fenty Beauty one. I really like the Fenty Beauty one, but I've been loving how Merit works, so I got the Merit one. And then I got another one of their highlight sticks, but I got this one in Kava, where's my other one? So this one's Bounce, this one's Kava. So you can see Bounce is a little bit darker, Kava's a little bit lighter. So I figured try that one. And then I got another blush because I've been loving their blush. But I got this one in Lestano. Probably saying that wrong. but it's a really pretty one. So now I have stock. Hold on, just throwing things around. Don't worry. All right. So we got Stockholm Le Bon Bon, and then the new one. And what I like about the new one is if you look, it's like a mix of Stockholm and Le Bon Bon. So I think I'm really gonna like that. So yeah, that is it. And because I used my own discount code, I got another one of their beauty bags. So this one I'm probably going to end up donating because I don't need 2 beauty bags. But I'm really excited because I really, really wanted to try this. The 2 things I'm most excited about trying is their bronzer stick and their moisturizer. So I already have makeup on today, so maybe tomorrow I'll try those 2 out. I always get asked how to like maintain a clean house when you've got so many kids and everything going on. And this really is the thing. I'm just constantly doing little tidy ups here and there, and I'm never worried about it being perfect. I feel like that's the biggest thing is often people won't do anything because they're like, oh, I just don't want to have to deal with everything. But the little projects here and there make a huge difference. Oh, but looking at this angle of our hallway and our front entry. So I have been working on painting all the trim in the house. And I'm starting off in the kids' hallways to their bedroom because their doors are so bad, peeling and everything. If you follow us on our family vlog channel, you would have seen that. And I am so excited with the way it's turning out. What is that? Friday? You're going to see that. And yes, I love it. I'm not going white, but it's still nice and neutral, and I feel like it's turning out so well. As you can see, though, the bread has risen for some time, so I just put it on some parchment paper. I preheated my oven with my Dutch oven in it at 425, and I usually preheat my oven for like 30 minutes with the Dutch oven in there. I've been told it helps with the crust of the bread. I'm still learning. I'm not great at this. We're learning this all together. But the parchment paper definitely makes it a lot easier to actually pull it out and everything. Right. So my bread has been cooking for 30 minutes. So I just need to quickly take the cover off. And we'll let it cook for another 15 minutes. Oh, she is pretty. But I'm starting the meat sauce for dinner. So I've got an onion I chopped up. I'll put that in there. I'm also going to use some garlic. I'm going to do a good amount. So 2 healthy scoops of garlic. And then I'm doing a mix of Italian sausage with ground beef. And this is a pork sausage, so a mix of pork and beef in here.
It's a new day for a high. It's another day.
Now, I like to try and keep up with the kitchen as we're going. So normally this time of day, I let the kids unload the dishwasher and everything, but they were busy helping Bobby with something else. So I decided to unload the dishwasher. That way it was ready for dinner. That's usually my goal, is unload the dishwasher before dinner. That way all of our dishes and everything fit, plus all the things that I'm cooking with, because I always end up making a mess during dinner time. And this is no different. So I just wanted to do a quick tidy up of what I had, put any of the dishes from lunch and throughout the day into the dishwasher. That way it's just more of a fresh start and it's not as chaotic after dinner.
And ooh, yeah, I feel it now. Every atom in my body feels okay. Yeah. It's a new day for good time. Yeah, yeah.
All right, now that I had my croissant bread ready, I could pull out the other one, which this one was so good. So absolutely delicious. You'll get a closer look at it later. It didn't fluff up as much, and I'm sure it's just because of all the extra stuff in it, but flavor-wise, it was absolutely amazing. The kids preferred the croissant one, which I kind of expected, but they both were very, very good. I'm now going to add in a can of tomato sauce or pasta sauce. Just basic, great value tomato, basil, garlic sauce. I'm also going to add in a can of fire roasted tomatoes with green chilies. And then adding some extra Italian seasoning. I like to just kind of jazz up the canned tomato sauce to my dishes. Just mix this all together.
I was quietly protective of my heart to reassure that I couldn't break to pieces and be left alone once more. If you hadn't been so patient, you'd be easy to ignore. You put up with all my till you didn't anymore. And now I stand.
Pasta making has kind of become my new obsession, so I figured if I was making lasagna, I might as well try and make my own lasagna sheets, and boy oh boy, yes. Fresh lasagna sheets are so much better than the dry packets you get from the grocery store, and I just use the same exact pasta recipe that I always use, which is 1 egg for every cup of flour, and then a little bit of salt, a little bit of water, depending on consistency. I love this, but yes, ever since getting this pasta roller, I have been obsessed with making our own pasta. Like I said, I feel like I'm kind of going into my granny phase of life. We skipped midlife crisis and we've gone into our granny era of learning new things and being more and more homemade.
And now we're singing.
Oh, and Xander was being such a helpful big brother. I just had one more sheet to do. Athena started crying, and I was like, could you just grab her for 5 minutes so I can finish this? And then I would take her and feed her and everything. But he was being super helpful, and I was very grateful for it. All right, so the last pasta's already. I just need to boil it for 1 to 3 minutes. But the bread is done. This is the croissant bread with that butter inclusion. Oh, this is so. Oh, there's a lot of butter. Oh, hold on. I gotta figure this out. I'm gonna have to take the whole thing out. There's a lot of butter at the bottom, and I don't want to make a huge mess. I'm gonna leave the oven on. That way it stays preheated. And then I'm just going to boil each of these sheets, like I said, for 3 minutes, not that long. And then set them to the side. They also don't need to be fully cooked because they're going to keep cooking in the actual lasagna. It is time to layer it all together. Over here, I've got my cheese mixture. This is mozzarella, cottage cheese, and Parmesan. A little extra cheese because we like our lasagna cheesy, and our meat sauce. And then I'll bring the noodles over. They're on the counter over there cooling as I layer it. First layer, you start with some of the sauce. Just make sure to give it all a good mix. I don't want to grab as much of the meat for this first layer. This is just kind of to help it not stick. So I'm really just looking for the sauce as much as possible. Make sure to spread it all out. Then we grab our noodles. One noodle. There we go. Then we're gonna add a layer of the meat sauce, cheese. Use your hands, use your spoon. It's your house, do as you please. I make sure my hands are clean and I use my hands. It's just easier to make sure I'm getting a good combination of the mix all over. Like I said, we like it extra cheesy, so I'm gonna add some mozzarella on top of this as well. Really just kind of melt it all together.
Won't you tell me, baby, what do you see when your heart sinks in the deep? Now you're tossing, turning, thinking of me, just burning through your memories, losing all your beauty sleep. There's lightning in your eyes, obsession and a lie. You gotta cover it up. Paranoid, terrified, but you won't tell me why. I'm trying to figure it out. Get rid of all your doubt, babe. You're conflicted. Got my suspicions that you don't wanna lose this feeling. Trying to be heartless, but I know you don't mean it. Yeah, you don't wanna lose this feeling.
So I did also then top this with a little bit more Italian seasoning and then tin foiled it, and I put it in the oven for 45 minutes at 350 with the tin foil, and end up taking the tin foil off for about the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, you let me leave, set me free. But you got me back, want me to be right by your side, nobody else.
Lasagna's done. It just needs to sit for like 20 minutes. That way it can just like cool off and settle. And then these are the 2 loaves of bread. I cut them in half so you guys can see. Look how pretty that looks. That's the like croissant roll with the butter inclusion. And then this one is a bit denser, but this is with the herb and cheese throughout it. So you can have those with dinner. Simple salad made for the side. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and if you're new here, subscribe. Also, if you're made it all the way to the end, just know I appreciate you guys so much. It means the world to me when you guys watch my videos, all of them and all the way through. It really does help support me and my family. But we will see you guys next time. Bye.
You gotta smile